Hey everyone, I'm Soren, and first off, I just want to say that I am so thankful for 1,000 subscribers! I never thought I would make it this far so soon, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for helping me get here. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And as promised, I'll be answering all the questions that you guys came up for me from my YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. Now, I'll be doing this video a bit differently than my other ones. See, I normally write out all the scripts beforehand with super detailed notes, like how to say certain lines and stuff like that, but this time I'm going in without a script and just answering the questions with my initial reactions to them. So, forgive me if it's a bumpy road. But without further ado, let's get started! So I decided to group these three up together since they're essentially the same thing, and I'll just answer them with the full story. How did you choose your fursona, how did you come up with your fursona, and what inspired you? So I actually joined the furry fandom without a fursona to begin with, mostly because I just could not pick a species. Like, I'm just really indecisive, and there were like 5 species I was considering for a long time, so I didn't have a fursona for like 4 or 5 months, all because I couldn't pick a species. But ultimately I did decide to go with a cat because of this one Sarah Scribbles comic that I thought really, highlighted my personality and essence. Then I went with a green and black color scheme, mostly because green is my favorite color, and I always thought like dark green and black color schemes like a dark forest always looked really nice, so yeah, I figured why not go with that. And then the original design of Soren actually turned out more like a really corrupted, like a really weird Beast Boy vibe, and yeah, I wasn't feeling that, so that's where the mint green came from, just because I wanted like a different shade of green in there, but like I couldn't really fit it in with like a lighter shade of green because it looked like Beast Boy, but mint green turned out really fine, so I like how it turned out. How long have you been in the furry fandom? So like I said in my How I Started a Furry Club video, I joined it when I first got into college in my first semester, around like September 2019, and yeah, that's like, so I think now it's been like, quick maths, a year and a half, I want to say? Something around that time period. Yeah, I haven't been here like that long, but it's been a fun ride so far. So these two questions again are really similar, so I decided to group them up. How and when did you become a member of the furry fandom, and why and when did you join the furry fandom? So like I said, I joined the furry fandom in September 2019, but I actually found out about the furry fandom like when I was in middle school because I came across like these really cool fursuit pics, and I didn't know what fursuits were, I just thought they were really intricate mascot costumes. So I was like, oh cool, what are these? And I didn't know what the term furry meant, I just thought it was like a furry costume, like haha, fluffy fur. But yeah, I didn't, like, that was my first encounter with furries, or like, finding out what furries were, but I didn't really know what the fandom was, like this was an actual thing you could join, so I didn't actually join it then, because, I mean, I just saw on the internet, like, furries were weird, and like, if you're a furry, you're weird, and, young middle school people are self-conscious, and I just wasn't sure. So, yeah, I didn't really, like, pursue it after that. I just knew what fursuits were, and, like, yeah, like, a general idea of what furries were, but never really know what they were, like, I never really knew what they were about. Why I joined the furry fandom is, well, because I thought the fursuits were cute, like I said. Yeah, I just... yeah, that's why, just fursuits. What was the first main media platform you used when you got into the fandom? So originally I had a non-furry Twitter account that I used, and like I wouldn't follow other furry accounts with it, but I like would like fursuit pics, like from the Fursuit Friday hashtag. I didn't really make a furry Twitter until around January of 2020. I think, yeah, that was my first like main social media platform. How is that furry club going? I'm glad you asked, because we actually just got approved as an official club at our university. So now we can actually do like official stuff as a club and official meetings and things by the school, so it should be fun. How did you come up with your furry name? Okay, so this is a bit of a funny story. I thought of like I remember like when I was first designing Soren, like my first furry friend was like, oh, that's a really cool sona, like what's its name? Like, what's their name? And I was like, oh, I didn't really think about it, but I just wanted to give like a name like off the spot, and like the first thing that popped in my head was Soren, just because I just really like the name. I feel like it flowed really nicely when you say it, and the sky part didn't like come until like after. So yeah, I just felt like Soren Sky was a nice like flow to it, but like my handle is like Soren in the sky, and like I wanted to use the pun, so that's also there too. And I know like I think what also like influenced me was the color scheme, like a black-green color scheme, and like there's this one character that like has a similar color scheme from a game that I like, and yeah, he also uses like a dark green black color scheme, and his name's also Soren, so I think I probably subconsciously chose that name too because of that. Can furries play football? I don't know. Can they? The answer is yes. Yes, they can. But yeah, I'm sure furries like to play football. I mean, I personally can't, and I don't like being tackled, so I can't play football, or I don't want to play football, but I'm sure furries do want to play football. Like, there are furries that definitely want to play football and like football, so yes, they can. Is there any conventions you would like to attend when the world opens up again, and have you been to any before? So actually, I have not been to any conventions before. So I only joined the fandom like a year and a half ago, and like I wanted to go to like Anthrocon 2020 over the summer, like that's what I was planning for, but you know, with the current state of the world, I couldn't because it was canceled. But I really want to go to Anthrocon, I really want to go to Anthro New England, and I definitely want to try going to Midwest Fur Fest someday. It's just that one's a bit far from me, farther than the other two, so we'll see. I don't know, I'm not good at traveling, so yeah. What is the number one thing you're able to do at cons, aside from the usual meeting other people's stuff? Okay, so yeah, like I said, I haven't actually been to a con before, but I imagine, like, meeting people is obviously the number one thing, like meeting other furries, but I know like there's a lot of fun panels that you can learn from, like a lot of fun creative things, like, I think there's like arts and crafts panels, there's like panels like, that have like shows and skits and performances. So yeah, I think those are also really popular. Oh, and the dealer's den, like all the shops too. Like people love like shopping down there and like just buying all the furry merch they possibly can. So those are some other things to do at a con. What deodorant do you use? Well, obviously, I only use the finest all-natural Tom's deodorant. Wait, hang on. It's called Tom's of Maine Natural Strength Fresh Powder No Aluminum Deodorant. No artificial fragrance, blah blah blah, all that. Yeah, that's the one I use. Do you like protogens? Also, can I really make any hybrid? Yeah, I think protogens are really cool. I mean, come on, it's basically a cyborg furry. How can you get anything better than that? Protogens, like, as a concept are really interesting to me, just because, like, I never really thought of something like that could happen. Like, but I also really like the visors that people make when they have protogen fursuits, like, just, like, the really fun electronic ones that change expressions. Those are really cool. And, yeah, you can really make any hybrid. The sky's the limit. The imagination, like your imagination is your only limit. And yeah, so if you want to make like a protogen shark maybe, or a flying rabbit protogen thing, like go for it. Yeah. What is your favorite type of furry? Okay, well, if you're referring to the types of furries from my 8 types of furries video, then I think furry is up there, but like if I had to pick one, like, I think scalies are really cool. Just because, like, I feel like scalies, like, are kind of underrated, and, one of my original choices for a fursona was a dragon, and, like, I think I also, like, really love fluffy dragons, too, so you have, like, all that variety there, and, honestly, yeah, dragons are just cool, even though, like, there are other scalies out there, and I'm sorry for neglecting you guys, but dragons. Yeah. Are you a furry gamer, and what are your favorite games? Do you have normie friends? So yeah, I am a furry gamer. I mostly play like console games on Nintendo Switch. I do PC games sometimes, but I'm not the best at it. And also I have a Mac, so they're not known for gaming. For my favorite game, my favorite series of games is definitely the Kirby franchise, but if I had to pick like a single favorite game, then I'd definitely say Xenoblade Chronicles. And yes, I do have normie friends. Normie gamer friends, if you will. Do you know any good furry video games? I don't know if I know of specific furry video games, but I do know of furries in specific video games. I did play, like, this one game, like, Feral, I think it was called, for a little bit, because my friend said it was a free, and, like, he got me into it for a little bit, and you could just, like, design your own sona as another animal. But honestly, I don't really know of any other furry-specific games, unless, like, you know, maybe Webkins or Neopets or something like that, but, yeah, sorry about that. What's your favorite Pokemon generation? Okay, well, the basic answer is Gen 4, and as much as I love Gen 4, and it was, like, Pokemon Platinum was my first Pokemon game, I really love Gen 5 a lot, because I feel like Gen 5 is really underrated, and, like, It had a really good gameplay mechanics in my opinion. I mean, okay, well, a lot of Pokemon games have the same gameplay mechanics, but like the story is what really hooked me in for Gen 5, and also the characters. The characters were really good in Gen 5, especially like the gym leaders, because like that one moment in the game where like all the gym leaders show up and they fight the 7 sages for you. Like that's one of my favorite moments in Pokemon. Like I'm really glad they made like a Pokemon animation for it. Like it was like Pokemon Generations, so they made like they made like an animated cutscene or an animated video of that moment, and it was just so cool. Do you think Star Wars Hot Wheels should be renamed Hoth Wheels? Sure, yeah, why not? I think, yeah, Hoth is that one ice planet, right? So like Hoth Wheels, Hot Wheels, Star Wars themed. yeah, that would make sense. I'd like to know what genre of films you enjoy watching. Definitely comedies and rom-coms and things like that. I really love, like, you know, I can't handle horror. I will cry if I watch a horror movie alone. Just like comedies, like anything lighthearted, and rom-coms like are also like something I really like watching, especially bad rom-coms with like really like like these really cheesy rom-coms with like really cheesy relationships, like To All the Boys I've Met Before, and like any Hallmark movie ever. Like I love watching with my friends and making fun of them. So yeah. What's something you wish you knew when you started making content? Honestly, how to advertise my videos better, because I really don't use social media that often. Like, I feel like half of like content making is like getting your stuff out there and just like not being afraid to share what you have. And I'm just a little nervous about sharing what I have because I get really self-conscious about a lot of my videos, and, like especially my voice. Like, ironically, the main thing I use to communicate with my videos, I'm just a little self-conscious of it. But yeah, I wish I knew how to like be better at advertising my content and like sharing it and all that stuff. Would you consider doing YouTube full-time? If not, then what's your dream job? So yeah, I never really thought about doing YouTube full-time, honestly. I mean, as much as I like it as a hobby and as a side thing, I just don't really see myself doing this full-time as a job. And as fun as a job it might be, like, you know, it's just not really what I want to do in life. And like my dream job is, so I'm going to school for finance and accounting, and I really want to do like forensic accounting and just tracing money, like for like a lot of legal things. I just really thought like that'd be interesting doing like as a career. And you know, I would still like to do like YouTube part, like, you know, like while I'm off, like on my off days, like I'll still be doing YouTube hopefully. Maybe like I don't know if like this channel will survive until then, but we'll see. Like if people are interested, you know, I might want to keep this going because I'm really having fun with it. Why do I like your vids so much? First of all, I'm really flattered you like my videos at all, and I'm really flattered people are watching these videos at all, but, to answer your question, I don't know, but thanks for watching. Do you plan on doing a collab with other furry YouTubers, and what is your opinion on younger furries getting fursuits? So I'm definitely open to doing collabs with other furry YouTubers. The collabs are really fun, but I don't really want to talk about one too much, because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. But yeah, I'm really open to collabs. Like I really want to do some. Like they seem like a lot of fun. And my opinion on younger furries getting fursuits? I don't really think younger furries should be getting like full fursuits. Maybe like partials for the most part should be relatively fine, but like full suits, no, because you're gonna grow. Like you might not hit your growth spurt yet if you're younger. Like if you're before puberty and all that, like you're gonna grow out of it really quickly, and it's just gonna be a waste of money at that point. Partials, like, you can still, like, you could probably get them, like, because like, your head hopefully won't grow too much, depending on, like, how old you are. But overall, it's just safer to wait a little bit until, like, until you know you stopped growing to get a fursuit, so, you know, in case you don't grow out of it and waste your money. What are your thoughts on younger furries? Well, for my thoughts on younger furries in general, I'm actually making a separate video for this, but here's a bit of a sneak peek, and just the gist of the video. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Like, honestly, like, I'm not here to gatekeep anyone away from the fandom. But, like, younger furries, like, you know, they're welcome in the fandom. Because, like, younger furries are definitely the future of the fandom. And, like, we need to have them around. And otherwise, there won't be a fandom in the future. Like, when all the other furries get old and leave. But, yeah, like, we need to keep the cycle going. Like, younger furries should always be welcomed. Because, like, they're gonna be the new furry fandom one day. And we don't want them to, like, we want to keep this fandom alive. And keep seeing it up and running. So, like, why would you, like steer them away from, like, why would you steer younger people away from the furry fandom? So yeah, like, to me, they're always welcome. Do you have any idea where I could get a Dino Mask and my parents won't know? this is like a precarious situation, and it's not really that uncommon, unfortunately. But honestly, the answer depends on how old you are. Like, do you have your own source of income? Do you have like your own bank account, like your own job? And if you don't, then it's gonna be really hard to get one of these without your parents' permission. So, yeah, there are ways to like buy some online. Like, let's say if you did have a job, you had your own source of money, you had like your own bank account. There are ways to to buy one online, just have it shipped to your house, and then there are ways like to make sure your parents don't know. Like, it's like unless your parents have access to your bank account, then they might be able to see. But if they don't have access, then you should be able to get one safely. Honestly, like, it just depends on like your situation and your parents and like how old you are. So there's no really clear-cut answer for this. I'm really sorry, but just like, yeah, if you do have your own bank account, it is easier to like buy one online, and just make sure like you can just tell your parents like you bought something else, like it was something else on Amazon or something. But yeah, like if you're too young to have a bank account, then like there's not an easy way to like get one without your parents knowing. I'm sorry. Do you have a dream fursuit maker? If so, who and why? So I actually am getting a fursuit done by one of my top picks. It's Fruits of a Loon. I just really like their style, and like, yeah, just something about the suit just like I just really love. Like, I just thought like Soren would look really good in that style, so that's why I picked it. There was one other fursuit maker I was considering for a while too. They're known as Nikiro Silver. And I don't know, just like, they're so cute the way they do cats. Like, I really like them. Maybe like one day I'll get a fursuit done by them too. But yeah, like those would be my top two picks, and I went with Fruits of the Loon ultimately. How did you make your fursona, and if you were to have a suit made of your sona, who would be the maker and why? So yeah, like I said, I answered like how did I make my fursona before, and to reiterate, like I would get like I chose Fruits of the Loon just because, you know, like I just really like their style, and like it was mostly because like they're like, I don't know why, like fursuit heads, like for fursuit heads, and like the eyes are always the most important to me. Like, I don't really like it when like the fursuit eyes are too large, but like it's also too much because like I don't want them to be like too small, and like I'll have like limited vision, and also it'll look really weird like on a big head. I don't know why I'm just so picky with like fursuit heads, but I just thought like Fruits of the Loon had like, the perfect fursuit head style for me, and like it really looks like Soren would look amazing in that style, and I really wanted to see that happen. Well, how's your day? It's been pretty good so far. Yeah, thanks for asking. What do you like about the furry fandom, and why? So, my favorite thing about the furry fandom, other than the fursuits obviously, is that I just really love how creative, like how expressive you can be with your creativity, and like how creation and creativity is just so important here, and like I don't know, it's just something. I just really like being able to express myself through like other ways that I couldn't. Like, I learned how to draw Soren at first, and like I just really loved that part because I never really tried drawing to begin with. It's just, I don't know, I just really love that I can be myself, and like I won't be judged for being weird here. I won't be judged for being like what's conventionally counted as weird in the normal world, or like in like my school life, because, you know, like something about it, like I wanted to join it back in high school, but like again I wasn't sure and I was self-conscious, but like what I loved about it is that people online were like being themselves, and like they weren't like letting people tell them how to live their life and like how to act. And that's just something I love about the furry fandom. Like, no one will judge you for being weird, for expressing yourself. And I think that's one of the main things that drew me here. And honestly, like I don't regret joining it. It's also like, it's like, you know, the furry art and fursuits are a plus, but also you get to meet like amazing friends who like really understand you, and like it's been like a really nice place to like chill out to, just like to meet other people that have similar interests as you. And yeah, just like being able to like be yourself is just my favorite part about it. Alrighty, I think that's all the questions for this time. Once again, I just want to say thank you everyone for subscribing and for watching my videos, and I'm really excited to provide you all with even more stuff I have planned, so keep a lookout for that. But until next time, see ya!